What's up, guys? Prince Sports here. Drink the coffee and make you feel better. Looks like Dwyane Wade has had a little bit enough of legacy talk when it comes to his career. People often criticize Dwyane Wade for not having stats compared to his other equal parts. Rather, it's the Kobe's, the Jordans. That's guys that just play in his position, the Allen Iversons. Then it's the other greats, that play multiple positions, the LeBrons, the Tim Duncans, all these other dudes, right? Here's the thing. Dwyane Wade's been a multiple time All-Star. All right. His numbers are not record setting. Okay, he didn't broke no records, but at the same time, he did enough to have an impact on the game to win 3 championships. And he said it himself. His stats could have been better than the guy that y'all keep having him go up against, which is James Harden. Why does James Harden's stats look a little bit more impressive than Dwyane Wade's? Simple fact. Dwyane Wade addressed it that I prioritize winning more than stats. If I wanted to, I could have stuffed the stat sheet. And he's 100% right. Because any great player could stat stuff. They could just be out there stuffing stats. If that's their main priority, their main goal. All right? So Dwyane Wade had to make a sacrifice. He had the Miami Heat, which was a super team. If those guys didn't win a championship, that'd have been one of the biggest embarrassments in NBA history. Imagine if they went to the finals many times and lost. That'd be on Dwyane Wade's resume too for choking, right? As a matter of fact, there's not a single NBA finals that Dwyane Wade didn't play to the role that he's supposed to be. Matter of fact, even when they lost to the Dallas Mavericks, he was the main best player on the Miami Heat. He was the guy that's performing the best. So here's the thing about stats. Dwyane Wade proves that stats don't tell the whole story. Okay? Again, stats could be inflated. Stats could be stuffed. And you could be chasing stats. You could be a stat chaser. And a lot of guys do that in today's league. That's why I say numbers are inflated. But nothing against James Harden. Right? Nothing against James Harden. But he shouldn't be mentioned with Dwyane Wade because he never won a championship as a number one. Dwyane Wade did. He never won multiple championships. Dwyane Wade did. All right? Dwyane Wade arguably is the 3rd greatest shooting guard of all time. I don't care what individual accomplishments James Harden has, because Dwyane Wade has a impressive time span of being an all-star, averaging 20 plus points a game. He was an MVP candidate for multiple seasons. All right. He was considered top 5 player at some point in his career, multiple times. All right. What more could you ask for? And the guy was winning on top of that. Not 1, not 2, but 3 times as being a vital piece to a championship. And championships are the thing that separates players, all right, in terms of ranking. That's why we say there's levels to this. Don't tell the whole story, but it does tell some of the story, all right? But James Harden shouldn't be mentioned in the same breath with Dwyane Wade for that simple fact. Kobe, Jordan, Dwyane Wade. That's the 3 top shooting guards, and all 3 of them got championships. That's it, all right? James Harden should be battling with Allen Iverson, guys like that don't have championships, but have some individual accolades. So as far as stats versus rings or rings versus stats, my whole take on this is simple. There's 3 aspects to basketball when it comes to a superstar or all-star's career. Number 1 is winning. And winning has to be prioritized with having some championships. All right? You could be on a title contender for your whole career, and that's still classified as winning a lot too, right? You just never won the big one, but you was competing for a championship. every single year. But once you win that big one, that's the bee's knees, especially if you're number one on the team, period. So winning comes first. Second is individual accolades, not stats, individual accolades, because these things exist. The MVPs, the Defensive Player of the Years, the Rookie of the Years. We can't diffuse these things because you use these in a lot of arguments comparing other superstars or legends. So individual accolades come second. Then stats come third. Okay, stats is what you put on paper, what you average currently, what you averaged in the past per game. All right, and breaking records will be added into that. Okay, but stats will always be the least important one. That comes down to number 3. Now here's the thing: to be a superstar, you have to have impressive stats to put on the board, and averaging 20 plus points a game and being an all-star for countless years is enough for Dwyane Wade. That's it. He don't need to have 30 plus points a game. You don't need to average that, all right? Because when it came through most, when it was needed most, he put up James Harden-like numbers in the postseason. He won championships. He put teams on his back. He carried LeBron James in 2011. And he was man enough to sit back and say, you know what? We can't win with me being the number one because that makes you play less efficient. And you play more like a role player if I'm playing like a number one. He made that sacrifice for them to win. So they won't have that ultimate embarrassment of not winning a championship. So Dwyane Wade is 100% right in this aspect. To set the record straight. Drink that coffee, man. Stone black coffee. Make you feel better. Peace.